Hi guys, it's Ian, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do textures for games. So the first thing that you need to do when you're starting to make a texture digitally is you need to have it set to a power of 2, and this is just math speak for making sure that it is a square. That means the up and the side are equal. This is so that when we put it in the game it can be seamless. When you save your image, it needs to be PNG, less than 4K, 4K meaning pixels, so you don't want it more than 4,000 pixels across and up. That's just because we start worrying about file size and its needless detail. So seamless textures. Seamless just means that the texture is going to run off the page and onto the next part, like how Pac-Man in a maze leaves the screen to the right and then comes in from the other side. It's the same thing we're doing with all of our textures. So let me go over real quick how to make a seamless texture. So I'm going to open up Paint real quick. You guys should not be using Paint, but I'm just going to show this through the most basic idea. Remember that when you are doing this, you want to do it in pixels. So a power of 2 be 1080, 1080. So now I've got my square, I can start making my texture. I'm going to be making some cotton candy. Okay, so right away we can see that this texture is going to be kind of easy to notice the repeats, right? First of all, if I check this tile right now, so right away we can see it's not very convincing. The lines don't meet up, quite obvious that it doesn't repeat. It's not seamless. So basically the illusion is we want to get all these lines to meet up correctly. So in your program you would have layers, so this would be a lot easier. Paint doesn't, so I'm going to do this in a very strange way. Now remember in Photoshop or Procreate you would have separate layers for each of these. So we just want to focus on the middle one. Even though I did a really weird job about this in MS Paint, you can see that it was still more successful than just winging it. You'll find your own solution on how to do this on your own in Procreate or Photoshop or whatever program you use. The idea is that you just make sure that everything matches up on all 4 sides. There's also a website in the description you can go to. I'm going to go here and upload the mold file that I downloaded from one of our students and press OK, and that's going to try and generate a tiled version of that texture. It'll automatically tile it for us. So this is what it looks like tiled, and you can see that you can kind of see right here this is where it tiles, but besides that it's pretty unnoticeable. And the last thing that I want to talk about is making a bump map. Now a bump map is essentially a fake way of showing 3D texture on a 2D image, and it adds a lot of life to your scene and a lot of detail. So I'm going to go to another website for that, which will be in the description, and I'm going to put in the texture I just downloaded. And now you can see on this cube over here, our image is now almost looking like it's 3D. So you can change the sensitivity, the strength, and all of that over here to a place that you're comfortable with. Remember, this isn't something you need to do for every file. If you're making a wallpaper doesn't need a bump map because the texture on that wall doesn't bump off of it. But if you're doing wood or dirt or sand or something like that, this will add a lot of life. Mold is kind of soft, so I'm going to blur it. Bring the strength up a little bit. I think right there is a good amount for this one. I'm going to download this normal map, and I'm going to import the mold and the normal map for it. And now you can see when the light is hitting the mold texture, you can actually see the light bouncing off of it, giving this disgusting moldy texture, and just that adds so much life. For example, this is what it would look like without any. This is the mold texture without any normal. And there it is with it. So you can see that this improves the scene a lot. In conclusion, make sure your texture is a square, a PNG, it's seamless, and if it's a grainy texture that needs bumps, try and use the website. Thanks for watching.